Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first 10 HP podcast. We've been talking about doing this for a while, and we finally decided to get around to doing it. Today, I have Nepheliad, Samurai, and myself. In the future, we plan to have more people, so let us know who you want to see on the podcast, and also let us know some questions that you want in the next episode. But with that being said, my name is Teeks, and I am a bronze star in the elite skilling clan zskillers.
My name is Nepheliad. I am a one banana in Skill Sanctuary. I know such an amazing clan, but I am currently ranked 3 overall for 10 HPs.
And I'm Samurai Am. I'm also a bronze star in the zskillers and occasionally dabble in lab and pure crew. But I'm a limited 10 HP account that does weird things. I just think the main thing that we wanted to talk about during this podcast was just to get to know us a little bit. And honestly, one of the best things to get to know us was just about why we made our accounts. And the reason I made my account was just because I do like the play style of a 10 HP way back in the day when before old school RuneScape was even a thing, and before EOC, I had a 10 HP free to play mage only account where I just kind of went on every single day and just kind of did some alking whenever I had the money for it from my other accounts, and that's kind of where my inspiration came from. And when I first made this account, I actually had to talk to Dig at the time. He was still Dig It with an L. So I had to talk to him about how to actually start my account, and he definitely helped me and was my inspiration of how to create this account.
The way I started up my account was at the beginning of old school, they did not have the Slayer helm out. So, but I want to say after a year or so of the game being out, they finally released the Slayer helm. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, it'd be kind of cool to get a Slayer helm on a 10 HP account. So started up a 10 HP account. That account didn't last very long because I ended up doing Priest of Peril, and that's a no-no quest on 10 HPs because it really fucks up your Slayer. But I did not figure that out until later. So after a week of having that account, I had to start over and remake this account. So now I didn't do Priest Apparel. I just got 40 combat, did Vanica until I got the Slayer helm. Then after that, just went to pest control because I really didn't know what else to do with the account. I really didn't have much of an inspiration, but I did see 10 HP accounts on YouTube like Slayer Bella, pretty sick account pre-OC, 99 Slayer before, or as Soul Wars came out, but she ended up finishing it through actual Slayer instead of doing Soul Wars.
I totally forgot about Soul Wars.
Yeah, that devalued 10 HP accounts a lot. Just like gangsters.
Gains are worse than Soul Wars. What do you mean?
Oh, I know. It was the week of Christmas. P and Meadows getting 250k an hour.
Fucking ridiculous.
I know.
God.
When pest control is 30, 40k?
Something like that. No, it was less than that.
Back in the day.
Well, yeah.
The good old days.
Who was doing vet boat? No one was doing vet boat.
Good old novice.
Yeah, all about that novice boat.
Exactly.
Pre-diaries doing PC. Oh my god, not having the headpiece for the double logs was cancer.
Could you even have 2 people in a world during then?
No, you had to actually bring your own logs into it, or have an alt. So
Imagine using an alt for pest control.
I really didn't, but I remember whenever I was working on an attack. I don't know if you guys remember. His name was Simaru. He got 99 attack at 40 combat, but he was 25 hit points. But he would bring in a second account and bring logs for himself if there was somebody else there crashing him.
Jeez. Sounds like too much work. I would just leave the boat and come back in. Fucking novice boat, man. They shit out boats 24/7.
Yeah, seriously.
Intermediate's pretty bad too, though.
Yeah, definitely not on novice level.
True.
Alright, well, when I first started my account, I was a level 3 skiller. I actually wasn't a 10 HP at first. I was, like I said, in the best skilling clan in RuneScape. I was in zskillers. I've been there for my entire life. hands down the best CC ever created. And when I was in there, I met a
Amen.
lot of 10 HPs. I know Samurai mentioned this earlier. Dig, he was definitely my inspiration to like transition from a level 3 to a 10 HP. I remember seeing his like 10 HP, 99 magic, range, and strength videos, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. I might actually go for that. Another person that was in zskillers, best skilling clan in RuneScape, was No Life Cape. He kind
I
of
miss
burnt
Alex.
out. Yeah,
I miss Alex.
yeah, he kind of burnt out once I started like really getting into 10 HP. But I remember seeing his name in the clan when I was playing as a level 3, and I remember thinking how crazy his stats were, so I decided to go for it. And also, like, once I got going, definitely inspiration I got from people like, like Neff, Sailing to No Life Cape, any of the people I competed for getting the first 99s and stuff. Like, I know I raced Neff to 99 attack, I raced Sailing to 99 defense. Yeah, it was just a lot of competition early on when I made my account, and it was really motivating to play. But I don't know, it's kind of died down since then. A lot of the top ranked 10 HPs have burnt out or quit,
Yeah,
including
even
myself.
one that you didn't mention was a VAA.
Yeah, the reason I
Which
didn't mention her though is because like I didn't really know about her for a while. Like if I'm honest, I really
yeah,
didn't.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I only knew the people in zskillers, the best skilling clan in RuneScape. Like,
See, like I always knew Va and No Life Cape because they're like the main 10 HPs that were doing Slayer.
yeah, I just never kept up with high scores other than like, well, I started keeping up once I like started training a lot, but early
Yeah.
on,
Right.
all I saw was like Dig, and then
yeah, same.
No Life Cape was just in the CC. Like those were the only two people I really knew. So
You guys remember like I think his name was like Don't One Shot Me. I think he was in Zskillers.
yeah, I think he still is, isn't he?
I don't know. I
I
haven't
have
spoken.
no idea.
I haven't spoken to that dude in years.
Is he
The
like an
lore
OG
is-
or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I recognize that name from like recently.
because he was supposed to like teach me how to do like law room crafting on F back in the day, but like the next day he never logged back in. So I was like,
Weird.
okay,
Oh, who remembers 10 HP Faye, man? Rest in peace, dude.
Yeah,
Come back.
I miss
that
that.
that was my PC.
He was probably the
basketball days.
first.
Yeah.
Was he the first 10 HP Iron Man really?
He was like one of the
I would
biggest
say
ones
so.
who actually like trained defense and everything. He had
Yeah,
Like,
he was
full
doing, like,
infinity
barrows and
barrows.
stuff.
Yeah, Barrows.
I think if you look up his name on YouTube, he still has a Barrows video up.
Really?
What was the
think I've
game he
ever
went and
looked at
played?
that.
It was I think it was Ark. Is that the game he went and played like a shit ton of hours in another game. He didn't like
Hmm.
fall off the face of the earth. He just started playing another game.
Because I used to
That's
be
interesting.
friends with 10 HP Iron Man. His name used to be 10 HP is back, and back in the day, it was like he had the record for lowest combat to complete desert treasures.
Mm.
I was friends with him during that time, so that's how I knew him. Whenever I saw him start playing on actual old school, I was like, "Welcome back, dude."
Yeah, I think like that's one thing that I really enjoy about the whole playstyle about 10 HPs is that, especially with VAA, like she was one of the first people to like know about wilderness. Like with the achievement diaries, she like completed all of them, including how to kill Vedion, Callisto, all those other ones, and just the whole playstyle of how we have to figure it out, especially with 10 HP FE man. It was just more so like him trying to figure out how to actually do all these things as an Iron Man himself, trying to figure out how to get all the ruins, how to get barrows himself. Like I think that's just one thing that's super sick about playing it is that, yes, there's a small community about it, but we get to kind of create how things are made.
All right, so I got a question for you though, because you're talking about like getting this like new play style and now like figuring out how to do things. Like everything is kind of going bland to me at least. Like everything has kind of been figured out, especially on a normal 10 HP. Do you still feel like everything is exhilarating and new and challenging on your account?
At least, honestly, not so much anymore now that it's like high levels, especially for me. Like with my limited 10 HP account, I'm getting around 20,000 Slayer XP an hour, which kind of sucks. So it's like it's a slow grind, but I mean, it's still kind of fun. But it's not so much at the beginning of how it was just like mainly us three and a few others of how we would just like theory craft about a bunch of stuff. So it's still fun to do on occasions. Like when I first started out Slayer, it was fun to just figure things out, but it's not as big of a thing anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why, like, because for those who don't know, I made a 10 HP Ultimate Iron Man, and I feel like that's why I'm enjoying it so much more, is because, like, everything on Teaks just kind of went stale. Like, all the bosses have been killed. Slayer has been completely mastered. Everyone knows how to do it. It's just everything, especially, oh my gosh, this is what really pissed me off. XP rates went through the fucking roof. And it's so demotivating to spend that much time and then just someone else just come by 2 years later and just, get rates that are extremely faster than you. I don't know. I think that's why I enjoyed the Ultimate Iron Man so much. It's just unique, challenging. It's like a whole new game almost.
Going back on like stuff getting increased XP rates per hour, like Slayer used to be like probably like 20k an hour or 25k. Then the release of like the Slayer bracelets increased our XP an hour to like upwards of 35k an hour. But then another huge like kind of thing like devalued our 10 HP accounts in a way is the release of Zaya with the organized crime. Because like we said earlier, we're getting like 30k an hour at pest control novice boat for melee's XP. Then whenever like Teeks and myself, him and I were when we were racing for attack, we were at pest control, and we would always look up at, like no life cap and kept seeing him get like mad like either defense or attack XP gains and very minimal like woodcutting and crafting XP. Because like we figured out like he was not doing pest control because you could judge if someone was doing pest control from the woodcutting and crafting experience that you would get while repairing the barricades for your 50 points to earn your points at pest control. But like whenever Teeks and myself figured out that he was doing something completely different, we got kind of annoyed that he didn't like tell us about it. But like once we figured it out, that's when like Teeks and I really got into like trying to race one another to get to 99 attack first.
Yeah, because it was like new, refreshing content. Like it wasn't you weren't just grinding PC all day. It was like a brand new mini game basically to train your account.
Pest control burnt me. Like
yeah,
I got to like 87 attack and I was like, all right, this is getting really gay. This is really stupid. Like then like gangs came out. And then that's what made me get 99 attack.
Yeah. Another thing though is like you were talking about Slayer rates going up.
Right.
The whole like Neve's cave getting moved, that shit increased the XP by so much.
I mean, it turned what like Greater Demon's task were a skip task. Now it's like a must do because it's like 40k
it's like
an
one of the
hour.
best tasks. It's insane. I mean, like obviously there's no way to like plan that or like avoid that, but it's
especially for such a niche community.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But like just to see stuff increase so much in the buffs is Jesus Christ.
I mean, like even with like the Serp Helm nerf, that kind of hurt Slayer a little bit for us because we would use it for Dagonoths and cow fights because those used to be what almost 60k an hour for us. Is that right, T? Because I really can't remember. It was like 50, 55, right around there.
No, it was like above 60k. Now it's like
was it really?
It's like 50k to 55k, something like that.
Yeah, but like Serp Helm nerf kind of mess up our Slayer a little bit. And on a side note, I'm really annoyed with the Serp Helm nerf because, well, whenever I got 75 defense, I was like, oh, I want to go for a fire cape. I tried it twice. Got to like wave 60 the first time, then I got to Jad and died halfway through Jad. I was like, got really pissed off, so I sold all my gear that I had for Jad, never went back to it. Then like, I don't know, like a month or so later, I like left home for about a week, and then I get notified on Discord like, hey Neph, look at the update. I go look at the update, I'm like, fuck me, like I didn't go for the fire cape again like I should have, because the Serp Helm is what made 10 HP fire capes doable. Even though it will take 5-6 hours to do.
Yeah, just touching on the updates for me, because even though like none of this affected me as a 50 combat 10 HP, so it's like I can't even use Neve. Although with like Partner Slayer, I figured out a way that I could use Neve and pretty much not waste any points. But even with that, like with the release of Wilderness Slayer, it was nice for me to actually be able to do Slayer and not want to die. Just because it does increase rates from like Vanica, which is like 12 to 15k, to like Wilderness, where I can get an average of 20k. And I know, like way back when, that was just kind of a thing where whenever you would have to do Slayer, it's just, especially for Zerk, how he did all of his stuff through Vanica, I think it's just crazy. Without like Sir Palm or Neve or anything like that, with all those other buffs that affect you guys.
I mean, at the very least, Zerk had 43 prayer. I mean, you're doing Slayer with 1 prayer.
Yeah.
Like, how challenging is it really? Like, do you have to use like an alt to get to task, or can you do it all by yourself?
At least when they introduced the Rev Caves, I can actually use an alt to increase my rates, which actually buffed up my average XP by like a few K, just because I could use an alt to lure monsters into better spots, or even just venom them for better rates, which is like, it's nice, but like it's kind of annoying, especially when I'm like trying to do rune crafting on an alt or something else, and then I have to like switch gear completely to go and do that.
Yeah, for sure. Because on my Ultimate Iron Man, I'm gonna be 1 prayer or hopefully when I get to Slayer. And I just know I'm dreading it, because I know, especially for an Iron Man, you got to be careful with using alts because they're not allowed to tank for you. Plus, I'm an ultimate, so I have my entire bank on me. It's just, it's going to be tedious. And it goes back to the whole thing we were talking about earlier with just new, refreshing, unique content. And I feel like that's the main reason why we play 10 HPs, because it's different from the main game.
It's something else to play.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a whole new game. It's a completely new game.
Makes you think like how to do things completely differently. It's like, I don't know, everybody's had a main. Mains get boring after a while.
I mean, I haven't. My ult is a main, so it's like same thing.
Same here.
Yeah.
But like, I don't sit there actually train the account and just do it to make money.
Yeah, one thing that's about like the whole 1 defense, 1 prayer thing that you're working on too is maybe not necessarily with Slayer, but like our defense is having to find like the best 1 defense armor, so I can figure out like if I need a tank for certain things, which you'll probably have to do because you can't have an alt like tanking certain stuff for you. You have to bring maybe some possible defense armors. And I know when we first figured out how to 2-tick Teaks on 10 HP accounts, which was pretty fun. I know I had to get my Halo. I had to figure out all this stuff for the best like stab defense with 1 defense. I remember whenever I would die, I would have to go back and I would get some accidental HP XP because you have to have auto retaliate on with it. And so it was just when I'd come back, I'd die, I'd have to pick up my stuff, and then a bird would attack me, and then I would auto retaliate it and like kill it with a 5 and get like 10 HP XP. I'd be so pissed. I know that's happened to me a few times.
For sure. A lot of that has happened with me with like back in the day when everybody used to splash at Clan Wars. I don't know if you guys even remember those times. But like,
I do. 6-hour logs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like you'd go to attack somebody and you wouldn't have the auto cast on, so I would just sprint towards somebody and just smack them with a staff, and I got HVXP so many goddamn times from that. And then, like you said, I've gotten it from multiple times from having auto retaliate on from doing 2-tick Teaks. It's just, I think I love it. That's what I love about my account, is you got to be always on your toes, and it's always new.
Yeah, because like I said, with 2-tick Teaking, I have to get a Halo, and so whenever I was going for a Halo way back in the day, before like they changed some things, whenever you'd have like the new like hidden options, you could like left click. There wasn't like the actual option, so like everyone was a higher level than me, and so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But there was a bug that if you had the flag in your inventory, or if you're like equipping the flag, you would actually, the attack option would be a left click. And so like I was just trying to click around to walk, and so I would actually attack someone. And since at the time I was like 40 attack, 81 strength from fishing or whatever, and then I would hit like a 10. I know that's happened at least once while I was trying to do that to get the Halo back in the day when I was actually 300.
I know, like, Me personally, I don't have any regret. I don't have any like accidental HP gains on my account. The only HP gains I have gotten on Neph is when I did Horror from the Deep to unlock Dagonauts for Slayer. But there are like a few regrets that I have on this account was like not doing 6-hour splashing when I should have abused it because that was so easy instead of having to like use my phone. Because that's how I ended up training my magic. I just did splashing from my phone while I was at work or at school. But another regret I have on my account, about like a year and a half or so ago, I went like a full out 10 HP. I used to be like a unique one in a way because that's how I got a lot of my friends. Because I ran into the Luvu or Love You or however you want to pronounce his name. Because he has like a weird account build. Like he was, I think, 44 or 46 combat or something. At one time he was the lowest combat with 99 HP. Now he's working on getting 99 attack, and he'll be like 57 combat. But like something unique that I had on my account was whenever I got the Slayer helm, I was already 10 defense to begin with. Then whenever I did pest control and gangsters, whenever I got to 99 attack, so I was 99 attack, 1 strength, and 10 defense. And that kind of set me off to the side compared to like Teaks or Sailing or No Life Cape or Vol, because they had all attack, strength, and defense. And I was 99 attack, 1 strength, and 10 defense was just different. So like some people knew me because of that, because of me being different and not being like another cookie cutter 10 HP account like some people have.
So did you get 99 attack before you went main? I can't remember.
Yeah, like I was 99 attack, 1 strength, and 10 defense, and I was like that for a while.
Yeah, weren't you 50 combat for a while? Now that I remember,
40. I was 46 combat with 99 attack. Is like I remember like when I got 99 attack, recorded it or whatever, and I sent it to SparkMac, and like I got people like recognize my name from SparkMac Live when he used to do like those little community videos all the time.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So like I would have people come like, "Hey, you're on SparkMac Live." I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." And also like, since I had 99 attack at such a low combat level, I like the wow factor. And since I've gotten strength and defense, I don't have that wow factor anymore. Of like, dang.
That's one thing that I had the inspiration for 10 HP originally. Sorry to interrupt, but just like being like having that 99 strength, magic, range, like all that stuff at 50 combat. I just thought was super sick, and that's kind of why I stuck with 50 combat, was to have that wow factor. And if I ever one day get 99 Slayer, I think it'll be cool to have a 99 Slayer cape on the 50 combat account. And
would you be the first one on old school?
Yeah, he did.
For 50 combat, yeah. I'm probably besides Burn and Fury, if he even plays Burn and Fury.
Yeah.
Are you ranked 2 then for 50 combat?
Yeah, because they're definitely number 1. I don't know if they still play or anything.
They're like 87 or something like that.
No, they're like in 90s, like 92,
like 92 or something.
Let me look it up.
I saw him log in like recently. Yeah. Like I think it was like a month ago, or nah, I don't think it was that long. I think it was a few weeks ago. I actually saw him log in.
Yeah, he's 92. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he's been 92 for a while actually, though.
I know with him, like, because I feel like the big 10 HP community uses CML to just like catch our gains and to like see all the new up and coming 10 HPs. And I know with Burn and Fury, I honestly don't think they used CML at all, because anytime I'd go to their page, it was always just like no stats, and so I'd always have to update it myself whenever I was like actually doing Slayer and updating it and just trying to see like what was going on with them.
That brings up another question that I've seen a lot in the comments of my videos. A lot of people ask me how I know how many people have a fire cape, or how many like how I know that I was the first to do something, because a lot of people bring up the question that not everybody is tracked on CML, or how do you know that someone isn't out getting a fire cape and just hasn't announced it to the public? And it brings up the question, do you think that we can go off of CML for records like that? Like, do you think there's someone out there that might have a high stat in 10 HP and we don't know about?
I don't know, like most of us like know one another. Like I know like a good year ago, like Teeks and I, we knew every single 10 HP account.
Oh yeah, because there was like no 10 HPs back then. Because Iron Man wasn't a thing.
We could count them on our hands, honestly.
Yeah.
I think for me, one thing that's nice about at least for like low combat 10 HPs, like myself, with like higher level, quote unquote, total level, is in actually having access to 1750 worlds. Anyone with low combat that I see in this world, I always like look them up just to see. It's like, oh, is this person like a 10 HP account, or are they just like a weird different limited account build? Like there's a few people in the world that I'll see that are just like super low level combat, and I always look them up, be like, okay, like do you have 10 HP? Like that's one way that I notice whenever I'm running around 1750 worlds. If I see someone with low combat, I immediately check. And honestly, maybe if I was in 1500 worlds, I might be able to see more, but I really don't see it too often nowadays.
Going back to like Teex's question about like not being like tracked on CML, like knowing that an X amount of people have whatever achievement, like going back to like the fire cape, there's a guy named Frosty 10 HP. Honestly, I had no idea who that was until like one random day he like messaged me on Twitter. He's like, hey, I have a 10 HP account. I just got a fire cape. I'm like, oh damn, really? And that's kind of the reason why, like one of the reasons why I wanted to go for the fire cape on Neph, but never got it. But like, I don't know, most of us know one another. So there might be a chance of somebody not that we don't know that has a high 10 HP account, but I don't think it's very likely.
So I feel like ever since Iron Man mode came out, 10 HPs in general have gotten more popular because you can
For
get
sure.
into PvP without getting combat experience. And it's just, it brings up the question, like, there's a lot of new 10 HPs. Do
Yeah.
you see the 10 HP community growing in the future, or do you think it's going to be just low level burnout 10 HPs the rest of the time?
To put it simple, I would say no. The community probably won't grow. Long term wise, definitely not, but short term for sure because of people like Kemp, because he's had people make a lot of 10 HP Iron Man PKing accounts. Because our Discord that we have like, I don't know, a good handful of Iron Men that want to PK, so they kind of mimic Kemp in a way. But long term, nobody wants to do a 10 HP account because it is difficult, because it takes so much time because things are a lot slower than it is like on a main account or anything else. But like what I've noticed, Teeks and I and Sam, we all have noticed like a lot of people, they'll like, oh yeah, I want to make a 10 HP account. They'll do waterfall, get 43 prayer, like 70 range and 70 magic, then quit. Like they're like, oh, this is too difficult, or like they'll go pure or go main. They just quit playing the 10 HP account because it's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, that's a story as old as time right there. Like
yeah.
like ever since being in zskillers, like you get all the upcoming 10 HPs wanting to do it, ask for like advice, and it's just and they always it's like if you make it past a month of being a 10 HP, like come talk to me. It's like I'll give you the tips, but I know you're not gonna last. Like that's how it's always been. And even with like you said with Kemp and the whole like Iron Man 10 HP community, Iron Seaball, who is a quote unquote 10 HP main Iron Man. Yeah. He's like shared in our Discord. He shared some pictures of like people PMing him being like, just like all these stupid questions. It's just like they don't understand how a 10 HP or even just like a 10 HP Iron Man is such a grind. And that's one thing that people kind of just overlook, and they're just like, oh, that's a cool account build. Like, let me do that. And it's just once they get into it, they're like, oh, like this is definitely not for me because of how grindy it can be.
And like by no means are we bashing people who want to make a 10 HP.
No,
in fact,
not at all.
we like 100% encourage you to make one, try it out, give it a go. But it's like Neff said, it's not for everybody, you know? It's a very grindy account build, but it comes with the perks if you can get there, you know? It's a very unique account, and if you're an Iron Man, you can go fuck up some bitches in the PvP world, you know what I'm saying? Like it's fun if you can make it, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I think that's where we're going to end the podcast for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said in the beginning, let us know who you want us to have on the podcast for guests on the next episode, and also leave in the comments section down below some questions that we can answer. We tried to keep this a little bit more casual, where we didn't make it as formal, and we kind of just conversated, so I hope you guys enjoyed that format. Be sure to check out Nepheliad and Samurai. I'll have their YouTube links in the description. I'll also
Put our
have
Twitters
a
too.
link. Yeah, and the Twitters.
Shameless Twitter plug.
I'll also have the 10HP Discord link if you want to join. It's free to the public. We do have it set for a 1K total to get access to the quote-unquote 10 HP channels, but it's just like because we said people burn out on 10 HPs way too quick. So
We have to remove people from here every so often because of
Yeah.
it, but whatever.
But either way, if you'd like to join Discord, we will answer any questions you have. There's a lot of 10 HPs already in here. Feel free to join. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next podcast.